when the outside's so cold.
Kipo in the Age of Wonderbeasts Season 2 is here, and I am here today to review it for all of you wonderful people. And good golly, I did not think we were going to get a Season 2 of this show. Like, I remember a couple of months ago, I was just really bummed once this show ended. I was like, man, I found this show, it's like my new favorite, and then it's only 10 episodes, and then it's just over. I was really butthurt about that, but by the time it took me to grow my beard, boom, Season 2. I'm not complaining. So for anybody interested, I did a whole video about Season 1. I completely recommend to watch that video first. If you are not a fan of this show, if you're not caught up on Season 1, I'm going to spoil the shit out of Season 1, so be prepared for that. Anyway, for everybody watching, let's begin. So I tried to find the comic that Kipo is based on, but I couldn't find it. I guess it wasn't even a fully released thing, and then it got taken down. So since watching Kipo Season 1, I've ran across the occasional person here or there who has also watched Season 1. I still consider it a hidden gem considering not many people have seen it. But every person I have talked to that has seen this show loves it. This is a cult classic already, and it's just on Season 2. And I'm one of those people. I love this show. And Season 2, we're gonna get into the nitty-gritty, but you can expect more of the same here. It's also gonna have the exact same soundtrack. It's gonna reuse a lot of songs. That was actually kind of a bummer for me that they reused a lot of songs. We got the occasional banger here and there. Shout out to the song Down with the Humans. Down with the humans. Down with the humans. Oh my god, that one slapped. But other than that, yeah, the soundtrack, a lot of what you came to love about the first season. Just expect more of it. Kind of the same stuff. Kind of a bummer in that regard. I wanted new things on top of the old things, but is what it is. And last we saw the gang, they were trying to chase Charlemagne down. They were trying to get Kipo's dad back. They're not really worried about some of the stuff from last season. In last season, they were worried about, oh, will Wolf and the Mutes be accepted into Burrow society? There's not even a Burrow anymore. They're literally just trying to stay alive. They're just trying to get their dad. It's a lot more helpless this time around. It doesn't seem like, oh, we're on the surface. It's a scary place. Nah, fuck that. The surface is just common day. Yep, get from point A to point B. Yep, the surface. We still got to do a bunch of bullshit because we live up here. It's just how it is. It's how it is. And one character who goes through a big transformation this season is Kipo. I mean that literally and figuratively. In the last season, we saw her jaguar eyes and all these other things. And I guess stay away from Netflix loading screens. I don't watch this show the day it comes out, and then I go on to watch it the next day, and as my Netflix is on the waiting screen, I just see a big ass fucking spoiler. Completely ruined one of the biggest moments of the season. Thanks, Netflix, you fucking pals, you lads. I can't wait to be afraid to look at my waiting screen from now on. Dope. But other than that, Kipo is wrestling with how to deal with Charlemagne, trying to still be this benevolent, always happy figure. She is wrestling with a lot of that. However, a lot of the side characters, I'm gonna say, kind of took a backseat this season. They all have something to do. Benson still has his fuckboy man crush, that kid with the hair and the cool eyes. He's still crushing on that dude. That's cute. They do that. Wolf kind of gets more of her backstory. We learn how she got her staff, and she doesn't really has nearly as much stuff to do, but they keep her around. She's still doing stuff. They try. I get it. There's a lot of stuff going on this season. Jamak comes back for barely any of this season. I really wish they would have done more with him. It feels like this season sacrificed a little bit of that character stuff for a lot of plot. This is a very plot heavy season. They have to track down Charlemagne. There is a new villain introduced. Once they meet Charlemagne, they have to have 4 episodes where they interact with him, and then there's this big payoff to that. That's all well and good. The last season had a lot more filler, and I say filler, even the filler characters come back this season and they're incredibly relevant, much more so than last season, so I can't even call it filler. But there's a lot less not doing anything and just having fun. Whereas the last season, half the show was just exploring this world and meeting these quirky characters. This season has just plot. It's a lot of plot, backstories, high pace, never stopping for a moment, never getting to marinate in the jokes and the good golly fun times. And it feels like we're not really even marinating on like the big character moments as much. It's just really plot heavy. Because we got Charlemagne, the new villain, the new characters. They stumble across all the old characters like the Timbercats, and they just kind of like shrug them off, and like they just kind of show up every once in a while. There's the Mega Monkey from the last season. That character has a much bigger part. That's a whole other fiasco. It just never really stops. And then they have this big ending. It's like a fucking stadium ending. It's all the characters in this one big crescendo, and it's really cool. I like it a lot. It says a lot about all the characters, but it really just feels like it deflates in on itself, because we kind of get a conclusion to this Charlemagne story, and we feel like we're really doing something with that. And then like right when like I was like, oh, we're right at the peak of the story, it's over. We watched 10 episodes of that. Next season, got a new thing going on to the next one. I don't really like that. I liked the story that we had going. I wish we could have kept going a little bit longer. This show really could have been a lot more beneficial just from being like a normal anime length, just like 12, 13 episodes instead of 10. We would have had a lot more time to marinate with the characters, and even the filler stuff. Like the filler stuff in the last season was on point, and don't get me wrong, I love the theaters. I think Fun Gus is alright. It just doesn't live up to the last season. As for the season as a whole, like if this is like a 3, 4, 5 season kind of thing, I'm completely okay if this is just like a good transition season. They're just trying to get this story under wraps so that way they can move to like the final villain or whatever. That's all well and good. We got to establish a lot of things. Kipo gets this really cool makeover. All the stuff with Wolf and Benson and all the guys. So yeah, there's a couple things I could complain about. I wish Wolf had more things to do other than being good at karaoke. I wish they brought Jamak back. I wish they would have lingered on some things, but this is just more of the same. If you loved Kipo season 1, you're still gonna love this season. I still love this season despite all my bitching. It's just the first season caught me with this big open imaginative world, and then we met these really fun quirky characters, and then there was this slap album accompanying it, and it just never seemed to end on the fun and excitement. And this season just kind of gives us a little bit more of the fun and excitement and a lot of plot, and that just doesn't really hit as hard. That's the trap a lot of seasons 2 get, whereas the first season is introducing you to all these cool things. The season 2 just kind of has to like keep the wheels spinning, especially when they know there's going to be more seasons to come. And I love watching this a couple months after the first season. Netflix, DreamWorks, whoever makes these decisions, keep doing that. That's awesome, because I know that there's just a stupid amount of shows and episodes and video games and movies just sitting on rich people's computers in an office somewhere just waiting to be released. Just put the shit out there. Everything's digital now. Just put it out there. Let us have it. Wild Wild West up in this bitch. So anyway, Kipo and the Age of Wonderbeasts season 2, definitely a solid season. Not quite as good as the first, but I still enjoyed my time with it. Let me know your guys' thoughts down below. Did you enjoy season 2 as much as season 1? Am I just a bitchy, moany, wishy-washy kind of guy? Like, what's going on in your brain right now? Let me know. Thank you as always for watching. I have a lot of videos on this channel. If you like anime, video games, any of that nerdy good shit, I talk about it on this channel. Anyway, thank you, and with that, I leave you.
Down with the humans, their furless flesh, it smells of rot. Down with the humans, they make us throw up a lot. Down with the humans, their gross, their mean of ill repute. Down